everyone, I'm Alex Brennan and welcome back to the Model Handmade. Today's topic is so special to me because it's what became the catalyst for creating my products and changing my life, and that's alopecia. Now, alopecia is one of the most common forms of hair loss, and it can be as simple as just a little extra shedding all the way through to losing the hair all over your body. 6 years ago, in 2011, I lost my son. And any parent will tell you that the loss of a child, whether they've been born or not, is unlike anything you have or will ever experience in your life. And it was certainly a heartache and a pain that I could not have prepared for. Sometimes when the body is under extreme stress, it shuts down any of its unnecessary functions, so things that aren't required for survival. And this, as nice as it is, isn't going to keep you alive. It's not important. And for me, where I was at the time, between my son and bad relationship and trying to make a name for myself in the fashion world and paying a mortgage, my body just couldn't cope. And my hair, unfortunately, was the thing that suffered. So after going to doctors and everything else, I was diagnosed with alopecia, and I had a ton of kind of medications and creams and things that were supposed to help. Unfortunately, nothing was working. And it wasn't just that my hair wasn't growing back, it actually was still coming out at such a rapid rate that I was going to end up bald. And I don't know about you, but I certainly can't name any successful female fashion models that are hairless. Thank God for my friend Ronnie, who's an incredible hair and makeup artist and such a wonderful woman. And she got into kind of the natural and organic stuff long before anyone thought it was cool or hip. And she told me to go and have a look at the ingredients in my shampoo because there might be something that was just not agreeing with my body while it was in this kind of really sensitive state. And to be honest, it had never occurred to me. I'd been using the same shampoo for so many years, along with other products, that was sort of commercially produced and readily available and cheap. And I never thought that that would be something that could contribute to me losing my hair. But I did take her advice and I went home and looked at the ingredients in my shampoo. And I was really looking for that one ingredient that didn't match any of the other products I was using because I wasn't having any skin issues or anything else. So I just was looking for that one thing. And I did find it, and it's called dimethicone. And in the description box below, there'll be a link to the Environmental Working Group's Skin Deep database, which is my go-to for anything to do with ingredients or products and what they do to the skin, and also natural substitutions. And they talk quite a lot about dimethicone. And aside from all the sort of boring sciencey stuff, one of the thing that really caught my eye was that it can cause irritation to the level that creates hair loss. And I have to say I was completely shocked. So I called the manufacturing company and I spoke to a woman there. And I said, did you know that your shampoo has an ingredient in it that can cause hair loss? And she said, well, it's 1 in every 200,000. It's not really a cause for concern. And I said, but I happen to be one of the 200,000 that's having their hair fall out. And I said, is there anything you can do about it? Would you consider changing it? And she said, well, people buy it, so we'll make it. And that was it for me. That really was the kind of moment that I said, well, that's it. If that's all I'm worth as a customer, as a consumer to a company like this, then I'm not going to be the one that buys their products. So I went home, I got rid of everything in my house, and I started experimenting and reading articles and books and making a ton of mess. And that moment, all of those experiments, all of those, wacky, weird, clogging my sink kind of recipes became what is now the Model Handmade, something that I'm so proud of. So today I want to share with you my top 5 tips, not just for healthy hair, but these are some of the things that I use to help grow my hair back and keep it in really good condition. So let's start with number 1. So my first healthy hair tip is all about shampooing. And I'm such a big believer in washing my hair in the same way that I cleanse my skin. But when it comes to commercially produced shampoos, probably like the ones that are in your bathroom, get rid of them. Bin them, burn them, you don't need them. And they tend to be full of ingredients like sulfates, parabens, fragrances that have been shown to be so toxic to the body. So for me, when it comes to cleaning my hair, it's all about going back to basics. My grandmother used to wash her hair with just a plain bar of soap, back when soap was made from 100% fat with no additives. And that's really how we should be washing our hair now. So I recommend Dr. Bronner's Castile soap bars. They're really easy to use, they lather really well, and I'll put a link in the description box of where you can find them yourself. They're also super cheap and 100% natural. If, like me, you prefer a liquid shampoo, I've got a super easy recipe which is also down below. It's just 2/3 of a cup of liquid Castile soap, unscented, 1/3 of a cup of coconut milk, a teaspoon or 2 capsules of vitamin E oil, and then 20 drops of an essential oil of your choice. I like to use sweet orange because I think it's such a great, vibrant, zingy smell first thing in the morning. And all you do is pour that into a bottle, give it a good shake, and you're ready to use. And that leads me to step 2. So my second tip for healthy hair is all about conditioning. One of the funny things about hair, when we talk about hair and health, is that all of this is actually dead tissue. What we mean when we talk about healthy hair comes from the follicles and the cells. That's the part that's alive. And when they're well taken care of and they're nourished, then the rest of the hair looks good. So the night before I wash my hair, I use a tablespoon of coconut oil and I rub it between my fingers to warm it up and help it melt, and massage it into my scalp. And put a little bit on the ends just to help stop split ends. Then I twist it up, put a clip in, and go to bed. And the next morning I wash it out and my hair is soft and nourished, and coconut oil is so good for your skin and so good for your body, and it's really great for helping to regenerate cells, which is what you want, especially if you've got hair loss. And now we're on to step 3. My third tip for healthy hair is all about masking. And we do it with our face, and I know some people who do it all over their bodies, but it's such a great way to get concentrated nutrients into the cells. The best masks that I find are the ones that you make straight from ingredients that are in your fridge, whether it's bananas, avocados, even tomato, berries, eggs, yogurt. All of those with their ingredients and their antioxidants are so good for your hair and your scalp. You just put them on, leave them for 15 to 20 minutes, and then rinse them out. And if you want to shampoo after, that's totally fine. But I actually like to just leave them as is and then wash the day after, just to let them get as much nutrition into my scalp as possible. And that leads me to step 4. My fourth tip is specifically for people suffering from alopecia, and this is something that I did every single day when I was trying to rebuild my hair and my scalp, and that's a rosemary and nettle rinse. Now, rinses seem to be quite a new thing, and some people love them, some people hate them. They do have a tendency to make your hair greasy, but for me, when I had so many bald patches, honestly, I didn't care if my hair was greasy. I wanted anything that would help grow it back. And rosemary and nettle have been used for thousands of years in natural medicines and herbal medicines for helping with hair follicle growth, hair loss, regeneration of the cells. They're such wonderful ingredients. And you can make a big bottle on a Sunday and use that for the entire week. So it's just a cup of nettle tea. So steep either the actual nettles or like a tea bag and some rosemary. Pour it into a bottle. I like to keep mine in the fridge, and then I take it out before I want to use it so it can come back to room temperature. Pour straight over your head, massage it in a little bit, then wash it out. And while it didn't happen overnight, I found that within sort of 6 weeks, all of my hair loss completely stopped and my hair started to regenerate. And I did eventually actually chop my hair off so that they could grow at the same rate. But it's one of the best things that I ever tried. And obviously, if you're having difficulty finding it or you can't be bothered to make it, we actually sell it and shampoo, all natural, at the model Handmade, which you'll find in the description box below. And now we're on to step 5. My fifth and final tip when it comes to healthy hair and hair loss is all about lifestyle. We all know that we are what we eat, and we've started, people have started taking such an interest in organic foods and eating things in their most natural state. But this is so essential when it comes to looking your best, feeling your best, and of course, allowing your body to do its job at its best. So for me, keeping my stress levels low is one of the most important things, because as soon as I get a bit overstressed or a bit overstimulated, I find my hair starts to shed. It is something that's quite common for people who've had alopecia, is that times of stress will kind of bring on almost like a little relapse. But it's really easy to take care of and put a stop to it almost as soon as it starts. So for me, it's making sure I exercise, sleep well, meditate, do yoga, and eating an abundance of collagen-rich foods, which are so important for healthy hair and healthy skin. Most of which can be found in plant-based foods, so fresh, vibrant fruits and vegetables, whole grains, plant-based protein sources, although you can also find it in oily fish. And then of course, any other things that help you to maintain a healthy and balanced lifestyle and getting plenty of sleep. Then your body can work at its best. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you have suffered from alopecia or you know anyone who has it, I would love to hear from you below. If you've got any other tips or things that have worked for you, I would definitely love to hear about them. And if there's anything that you would like to see or topics that are relevant to you right now, leave a comment below and I would be happy to make a video for you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye. So today I want to share with you my top 5 tips for healthy hair and for looking after... Would you just go out for 2 more minutes?
I will. I need to poop.
Fine, go to the I'm going to leave that in my video.